All right, guys, got Scotty Pippen Jr. Got a question, raise your hand, turn your camera on. Robbie, go ahead.
Hi, Scotty. It seems a little weird to say after a 14-point loss, but, they had a potential number one draft pick hitting a million contested shots, really difficult shots. Did you feel like you guys played pretty well tonight? I mean, what did you think of the effort overall?
Yeah, I thought in the first half, we went on we started 9-0. We did a lot of good things. It's the number one team in our league, and we had them on the ropes. That's, the thing about us. We got to continue to keep, playing through longer than the short stretches. But I thought we played well. Some stuff we still got to correct. But if that's, that's the best team in our league and we competed them like that, I think we play with anyone.
Any other questions for Scotty? Robbie, again.
So obviously your guys' goal is to make the NCAA tournament, and with 12 losses, it's getting sort of the margin for error is running out. How do you guys, kind of focus in on just each game as opposed to thinking too much about probably needing to win the last 5 of the regular season?
Yeah, like I said last time, we just focus on the next game ahead. We take it game by game. The more you lose, the harder it is to get into the tournament. We know that. And we're at the point now where we can't really lose anymore. After the game, we pretty much sat in the locker room and said, we got to turn it around now. It's either now or never. So if we don't change it right now, postseason hopes are pretty much over with.
Justin?
Hey, Scotty, chemistry-wise with Liam, you feel like he's kind of ramping back up? He flashed a little bit more tonight, especially offensively. What'd you see from him, and you guys feeling better on the court as a unit right now?
Yeah, I thought Liam, he played hard, he competed. He's coming off a year and a half of not playing basketball. So coming into the SEC and playing against, we've had a tough stretch of games that he's played against some of the top bigs in our conference. So, every game we play, it's not a walk in the park with some of these big men. So you're trying to ease Liam back. But, I thought he had some good things today, and that, he's coming around more and more.
Go ahead, Aria.
Scotty, what about Auburn, made them so difficult to defend?
They feed off turnovers and bad shots, and I think that's what has allowed them to come back into the game. They take a lot of crazy shots that if they go in, the crowd goes crazy, and they were making them at a high clip. Like y'all said, Jabari Smith. He took a lot of tough shots, but he made them, and his teammates fed off of that. The crowd fed off of it. And, no lead is too, large for them. Like you could see, we had a good lead and they came back real fast. So, just trying to limit turnovers and stuff like that, trying to control the game more. Especially like a team like that just feeds off of, stuff that we self-inflict.
Scotty, thanks for your time. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Coach Stack is still doing radio. I'll give you a heads up when he makes his way here. All right, everyone, we got Coach Jerry Stackhouse with us. By the drill, raise your hand, turn your camera on if you have a question. Coach, would you want to go straight into questions or start with a statement tonight?
Yeah, that's fine. We can start with the questions.
Robbie, go ahead.
Auburn had been in a shooting slump and obviously made a lot of them tonight. It seemed like they were contested. I mean, how do you feel about the defense? Is it just a matter of they stepped up and made a lot of tough shots?
Yeah, I thought that really was the case. I mean, they really have been, the games that we've been scouting and watching them play. A lot of their guys had been struggling from the three, but they came out and got it going a little bit tonight on us. I thought they were, pretty decent contested ones. I thought we could have got a little closer on Jabari Smith on a few of those early ones that he had. I mean, he was a point of emphasis for us because he was such a good catch and shoot player. He's as good as advertised. I mean, I think there's no doubt about he would be one of the first 2 or 3 picks in the draft this year, and he stepped up and showed why. But I thought we did some really good things in the first half. We really competed. We got after it. We stepped up and we made plays ourselves. In the second half, we just ran out of gas. I mean, I thought we had some good looks that could have kept the game, in the balance, but they didn't fall for us. I thought Scotty was really good tonight. He did a good job of taking, really, not letting their pressure, their physicality affect them. I thought he did a good job of, finding teammates and finding opportunities for himself, really getting to the free throw line, some of those Nash dribbles that he used. That was really good. So, and then we got a chance to look at our big lineup tonight with Liam and Q. I thought we had some positives out of, from that. So I just think as we go forward without Rodney for a while, got to try to find, that another second, and third scorer. I mean, Jordan was pretty good tonight, when he had some opportunities, but, he got a couple baskets late. But I mean, I think that, we got to find, our bench. I think when you look at the bench production, what they was able to get tonight, 30 to 15, we got to find a way to get a little bit more contributions there, get some, get those guys going a little bit better.
Aria?
Is there any indication right now of like how long Rodney is going to be out?
No, I mean, we would hopefully to have him back maybe by the tournament. I mean, he has a pretty significant, hamstring injury that, I mean, maybe a couple weeks we'll reevaluate, see where he's at. But for the near future, I mean, we anticipate not having him.
Sam?
Scotty came in here and said really the consensus in the locker room right now is just having to win out to get where you guys want to go. And really feeling like you got to turn it around right now. Just kind of what's your headspace going forward, and what's your message to these guys as you come down the home stretch?
Next film session, next practice. We're worried about, Texas A&M. So we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We just got to try to play one game at a time. We just got to, can't start thinking too far ahead and get ahead of ourselves. It's important for us to just try to take possession. And by possession, if we do that, then I think we have a chance to possibly, see where we are at the end of the season with some opportunities. But I've never felt like trying to thinking too far ahead, you get in trouble that way. So I mean, I just think we need to try to figure out ourselves, still figure out things that we can do to be effective with, guys that we just got like Liam, getting him implemented. I thought he had his best game so far. Still has some lapses, which you expect, but I thought you saw some flashes of what he can be for us, on the post, around the basket, and being able to extend to 3-point territory on the perimeter.
Aria, did you have another?
Yeah. What is it about, Jabari Smith and Walker Kessler that makes them so difficult to defend and just to play against in general?
I mean, their length, they're tall. I think Jabari's an excellent shooter. He's catch and shoot. It's hard. You can have your hand up, and he's has the ability to make shots. I think Kessler is again just the guy that's a threat at the basket. Whenever things break down, and it's normally that your big is coming to protect. He's a guy that those guys know that they can just throw it up to him as a bailout. I mean, I think we have that to a sense too now with Liam. Saw it a little bit tonight where we'll be able to use his size against a lot of teams to bail us out at the rim. But that's where those guys are really good. And Kessler uses his length to change, even when he's not blocking shots. He changes and alters shots. So we got into a little bit of trouble with that in the first half. I thought we could have kept some separation if again guys coming in and playing with a little bit more poise, especially off of our bench. We talked about not going in there and trying to challenge him, but looking to spray when we got in there, and we get right in the game and we start trying to take shots at the rim, and they're not high percentage shots for us. They might seem like they are, but they weren't, and that got us in trouble a little bit. So, but all in all, again, so we did some really good things. Proud of how our guys came in here and competed, but it shows us that there's still a ways that we need to go to get to be, at this caliber of a team, one of the top teams in the country. But I think we're steadily closing the gap, and our guys are working toward that.
All right, Robbie, last one.
Did you sense in practice that Liam was getting close to having a game like this? I mean, that dunk that he had on Kessler in the post, not a lot of guys do that to Kessler.
Well, no, man. I just think that, Liam is really you know, he's working, he's battling. I mean, he's still getting his conditioning. I think that's the biggest thing for him. Once he gets, you know, kind of game condition, and you can do all of the bike and treadmill and all that type of stuff, the Versa climber, all that stuff. Nothing reenacts being out there on the court. So I just think this has been great for him, you know, being in this, you know, this type of environment. You know, I think this is one of the best environments in college basketball, coming here and playing in this, and, you know, your heart rate's up and all that thing. So I think he'll continue to get better. He'll continue to improve. But, you know, there was definitely some positive signs of what we, you know, saw from the beginning of what he could bring to our team, and how he could be a positive effect to that.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks for calling.
All right.
Thanks.